finally I got disgusted and left and tried and started a whole new life. I don't know why it was kicking me off. I'm still shaking. I've never dealt with that before. The policewoman was really nice. I hope I got some of that on my live. That guy was off the chain. And I don't think it was a Scientology thing at all. He was just, and I asked her, did she recognize him? Was he like a neighborhood dude? You know, sometimes people have their neighborhoods. He was on something, or he was off his meds, I don't know. Hey, Brian. Yeah, I was trying to come back, and it kept kicking me off, coming back, kicking me off, coming back, and finally I just closed it and started over. Once I went out to call 911, it was a disaster. Did any of the arrests get on live? That guy was off the chain. So while I was on 911, to tell you what happened. So the guy that I like showed up. I think y'all saw him. And he really protected me. So when the guy left and went down the street, yeah, I know. I knew it ended, but I was trying to come back and it said it was going reconnect, not connect, reconnect. So I should have just started over, but so I probably didn't get any of that on. So then the guy went down the sidewalk and going in and out doors. Well, this guy that I like, he's told me his name twice, and I suck at names. So I just got to go back on one of my lives and find his name. Sorry, because that sucks, because a lot happened. I should have just filmed. I thought I was live. Anyway, so then he tried to come back towards me, and the guy, he had a guitar with him. He left it with me. While he was going up there, he went in to get more water because he'd thrown his water at that guy and told him, here, take some water. I can't even talk. I thought I was okay until I tried to talk. Whew. So, he tried to come back, and that guy stood between, right over there by the cop, between me and him, and he didn't want to be aggressive with that guy, but he wanted to be aggressive with me. Thanks. Well, then he decided to go into the street and stop traffic. So he stopped both lanes of traffic coming this way for a while. I was on 911 the whole time telling him exactly what was going on. Hi Sandy. I had an issue. So then he came back to my side of the street, and the guy was hanging out between me and him, which I appreciate, because I think that guy would have got more aggressive with me if, oh God, he hadn't shown up. I need some water. Let me get some water. I'm gonna finish this and go. No, I don't think he was Scientology. He was either off his meds or on something he shouldn't have been. Because he went in other doors and was aggressive. He was in the street being aggressive. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna sit down. Hold on, I'm moving my phone. Just don't watch. Sorry about that. I took it off the tripod. I gotta sit down. Oh, that's better. I didn't bring it because they said it was illegal when you protest. Oh, I had my cane. Oh, I'm dizzy. I think it's the heat. I'm not used to the heat. I'm gonna have to start coming earlier in the day. I wasn't breathing very good when I left the house. No, Marina. I'm okay. Just adrenaline. Because if that guy hadn't come and got between us, I think that guy would have been way more aggressive. And I wasn't calling 911, but that guy, when he said, you need to call 911 right now, I was like, yeah, okay. So I did. He was right. The guy got worse. But he got worse back down the street there and in traffic. Well, when the cops came, and I thought I was filming that. Well, I've been here 30 years and I've never been able to handle the heat. I had heat exhaustion in basic training, and once you have it, it makes you real susceptible. So, cops came pretty quickly. Matter of fact, I was still talking to him on 911 when they showed. And the guy was aggressive with them. He was uncooperative. He laid on the ground, wouldn't cooperate. They had to go get their gloves, and another car and a UT police in like a golf cart showed up. I thought I was filming all this. I guess I wasn't. The guy laid on the ground, and it was funny because the female cop called me, and she's like, so where are you? I'm like, and right as I was saying it, I looked over. I said, I'm over here on the sidewalk in the yellow shirt. I think I said something like that. And I looked at her as she looked at me. We're both on the phone. And I was like, hi. She's like, oh, I see you. I'll come over. She offered victim services. And I told her, I said, my husband warned me about Austin. And there's what I'll nicely call street people. He worked North Austin for 8 years in like the worst hotel. I told her that. I said, so I knew what he had to deal with on a regular basis. So, I mean, I knew. That's why I have my cane. I want to have pepper spray or my firearm, but that'll just cause problems if Scientology wants to call on me, so I don't bring it. But I had my cane. When I got my cane out, I think I'm having an asthma attack. And I don't have an inhaler. Tom, when we get off here, would you please call my doctor and have him call me an inhaler? Like, emergency, like, hopefully by the time I get home, it'll be there. I know. Well, when I got my cane out, and I held it, and I was trying to be firm with him, he kind of backed off when I had my cane across me like a club, and I pounded it in front of him, and I pounded the top of my sign and broke it. I did this because I pounded on whatever was next to me and said, you need to leave, or something to that effect. Yeah, that cane came in handy once before. I tried to grab somebody's neck with it that was going after my daughter. He evaded, but that's why I like the curved canes. Too bad I didn't get that on film. That sucked, because I called 911 and then it tried to reconnect to my live, and I thought I was live. Oh, thanks, Sandy. It's okay. It's just the adrenaline. I mean, I knew what to expect, but to have it actually happen is... I'm looking for something I can fan with. Ooh, there's some breeze. There's no breeze today either. This isn't working very well. It's too heavy. Oh, there's some breeze. Oh, it feels good. So anyway, like I said, I don't think it was Sciento because he was just off the chain, period. I think he was aggressive to whoever was around, and I think I attracted his attention. I don't have anything. Here we go. Here's some paper. Alright, let me go back to the chat, guys. Sorry. Oh, when I called, I said, well, I think him being in traffic really helped if they didn't want to come for me. And the fact that he was going in other businesses, so it wasn't just about me. Because as I was on the phone with him, the guy in the black shirt, he's told me his name twice, and I talk about him. I like him. He's always cool when he goes by and stuff. And he really helped me. He protected me. He got between me and the guy right here on the bench. I was leaning on the bench. He leaned on the bench with his guitar. And the guy, he was trying to get aggressive with him, but I think he decided he didn't want to deal with both of us or him, a man. He wanted to mess with him, or whatever. So he went down the sidewalk and went into two other businesses. I couldn't tell which one, and came back out. Then he decided to go into traffic right back there by that light, just this side of the light, and stop both lanes of traffic, and was gesturing. And then he ended up over there sitting on the wall when they showed up. So they showed up, he was sitting on the wall, but when they tried to deal with him, he got non-compliant and aggressive. So he laid on the ground and was throwing himself around, and they ended up having two cop cars and a UT, I think it was UT police, and then the APD showed. It took 3 officers to get him cuffed and in the car. It's okay, Parody. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I like having the cane. Because I can't have anything else. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate that. Jessica, we did. Yeah, I tried to stay that way. I didn't want him to. I wanted him to know I wouldn't put up with it. Yeah, mental or drugs. We don't need to see. It's more important. Yeah. You're right. Next time I'll make damn sure my other phone is charged, because you can call 911 from a phone that's not on service. But, I honestly never thought it would really happen like that, or be quite that aggressive. Yeah, I won't completely discount it. Yeah, you're right, Jessica. You're right. Yeah, it was more scary than I thought. I was telling her that, it was just adrenaline. She was offering me victim services. I said, I'm fine. She goes, well, it can be traumatic. I go, yeah, I kind of knew what to expect from my husband's stories. I mean, he had to wear a bulletproof vest working in North Austin and a firearm. Working at a motel to deal with guys like that all the time. You're right, Lurker Liz. You're right. I mean, it does seem to be escalating. It was escalating in LA. They got rid of the guards here. Why? Because they wouldn't have been able to allow that to happen on their watch. They could have been liable. Oh, the breeze. Oh, there we go. Texas wind. Oh, thanks, Bob. I've been alone a lot. Ask my hubby. I've had to be a very independent person. Because I was never involved in the wife stuff in the Army. We never lived on post after the first time. I was never interested in it. I could give the class to the wives. I didn't need to go. I just was never into any of that. So he was gone for a year. Let's see. Panama, Korea, Iraq twice, civilian Iraq tour. So Iraq 3 times. So in 21 years we were apart for 10, then another year and a half. So out of 23, 11 years I was alone. That counts anything overseas or out of state. I had to learn back in when there wasn't internet how to do my own brakes, things like that. So, but I've never really had to deal with violence before. I don't like it. I really don't like it. Oh gosh, yes, Sandy. God, give me that breeze. I hate living in Texas in summer. I really do. The only reason we stayed so long is my husband was a skinny, 117-pound dude when he joined the Army, and he hated being cold. We were in California, but we were in Central California, where in the morning, we didn't own shorts. It never got warm enough. It would be like 650s, and he'd be out there shivering in FPT at 5:30 in the morning. So when we got here, we stayed. We had a couple opportunities to leave, but we stayed for him because if we went anywhere else, he would have had to do training in the snow and he would have died. Just ask him. And he's like a cat. He hates water and he hates cold. I, on the other hand, grew up outside all the time, canoeing and camping, and I've never done that since we've been here. And I really think it affected my health, being stuck inside all summer. When I say all summer, I don't mean June, July, and August. I mean like freaking March sometimes to freaking October. Sometimes we're still wearing t-shirts at Halloween. Oh, I believe it, Dusty. If it's hot here, and you got more humidity than I do. I love the cold too. I loved it. I hate being hot. And it's not because I'm overweight. I've always been that way. I went to basic training in 86 in South Carolina, and they were having a heat wave. And it was so hot. When we would come back for the day, they had these sprinkler systems set up over the sidewalk. And as a platoon, when you see a big platoon marching, we would march through these sprinklers and they would drench us and cool us off. Well, it was so hot one day that they didn't drench us because they were afraid it would give us a heart attack. And I had heat exhaustion 3 times. Not heat stroke. I didn't get that bad. 3 times. And ever since, I've been very susceptible to the heat. I told my husband I wanted to get a camper, which we have and we never use. And I wanted to go to Canada every summer. Just go as far north as humanly possible. That's been my plan, but he's still working. We thought he'd be retired by now. He likes to buy toys. And toys they don't allow in all states. So he's still working so he can do stuff like that. And he's financing this, which I appreciate. I'm getting close to my watch hours though for memberships and Tuber Chats, which I'm not really worried about those. I want to get the ad revenue. I'm at a little over 2,500 watch hours. I need 3,000 for the memberships, and I need 4,000 for the ad revenue. So I'm going to do some live streams that are fun. Or films. I thought about doing a fire on another night and just filming it and letting people watch it with no sound, like no me not talking for watch hours. Because I remember this guy early on in SBTV, he was a new channel and he did sleep-ins. He would play calming music and he'd go to sleep on live stream and leave it on all night, and we would just sit in the chat and just talk. So I want to do something like that. Plus, don't forget, I'm done going that border no more for me. Oh wait, yeah, hit the like button for me, guys. Appreciate it. I'm just gonna sit here till I'm calm, and then I'm gonna go. Luckily, I'm not parked very far. Because I go way down to my pit stop and come here, it's like a 2 to 3 block walk. But that's because I go the long way to come here. But I'm actually not parked very far. That was freaky, but I gotta fix the sign because when I get my new sign, Tom, he's still working on my new sign. I was supposed to give this to Hitzel because she just holds the poster board. But I was going to fix it anyway for her because this side got wet. Now it's torn. The base is still good. The base over here is still good. All I ripped was a little bit of poster board. So I can fix it. I've hot glued so many layers onto this thing. I might make a Velcro for it because my new sign's going to be Velcro. So I can change the sign every day. I'm going to fix it for you. It looks like crap. And do you have a hot glue gun? I filmed the Oregon, Ottawa, and put it online. Ghost Town. Oh, cool. Sandy, what's your channel? I want to go look. Put your channel out. Yeah, even those guys that walked up with the t-shirts, I don't mind promoting people. I think it's awesome. I like anybody that's trying to be an entrepreneur and make their way, you know. Uh-oh. Coffin Dodger's here. You better not give me no crap. He's giving me the evil eye. Well, like I said, what I can do is I can put blank poster board on it, on one side. Or what I might do for you is, like I said, do the Velcro so that you can take it off and change your sign out if you want. A look through the window with underscores. Okay, that would be fun to look at. Yeah, I saw him come around the corner. He gave me the evil eye too. He's like staring at me. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. See, our town is not citified, so we don't have a lot of this there. We're getting a little more. Hi, how you doing? Is he scientist? No, he probably just knows us. He would just sit in front of the gas station with his two dogs. He didn't beg or ask anything or give anybody any trouble. Well, when he got cancer in 2019, my daughter worked across the street from him, which was like a block from my house. That's okay, Diana. Yeah, he gave me the stink eye. That's what I was trying to think of. Our state has no Scientology, Poker Liz. You're lucky. He might be mad that his human POS missile didn't work. Yeah, probably. He was like, why is she still here? We sent so-and-so over there to fuck with her. Excuse my language. I'm still here. That's kind of why I'm sitting here. I need to calm down before I drive. Number one. I'm getting better. I'm talking and kind of forgetting about it. I didn't think I'd be that upset, really. I didn't think it would upset me that much. But I was already having a bad day. I was already having a hard time breathing before I left the house. We talked about me getting my inhaler from my doctor. I don't know what happened last time I was there. Hi, Lisa's day off. He sent my blood pressure, but not my inhaler. But I have very mild asthma. My inhalers go bad before I use them up. Do I need to come open a can of whoop ass? Almost. If you go back and watch, the gentleman that always comes through here, I see him like at least once a week. He protected me. He got between me and that guy. And I think that guy felt okay being aggressive with me, but he didn't want to be aggressive with that guy. And he went down the street, went in a couple businesses, was yelling at them, and then he ended up, while I was on the call with 911, somebody asked why they were here so fast. Because he was in the street stopping traffic. That's why they showed up so fast. Yeah. Too bad. I thought I was live when they were arresting him. I should have filmed. It was kicking me off all the time. I don't know what was going on there. This is why I want a separate phone. Honey, we're just going to have to do it. It's only $30 more a month. I need a separate phone so I can have this phone free to make calls or whatever. Because I didn't want to end my stream to call, but it ended up being worth it because it took at least 3 cops because he was aggressive and laid on the ground, threw himself around. They couldn't get the cuffs on him. Oh, thanks, Diana. I've never seen that guy before, and neither had the police. Because sometimes if you ask my husband, there's people, they have their neighborhoods, and you'll know who your neighborhood idiot is. And like I was talking about our neighborhood idiot, he was nice. He was a pretty decent guy. He didn't give us any trouble. We have a replacement. Don't give us any trouble. I ended up helping him with his cancer treatment and his surgery. I took it. When I get stressed, my fibromyalgia flares up, and since it affects every nerve, a lot of times it'll affect my speech and my throat muscles. I have to stop for a second. The church with all the cameras didn't come out to help or give you cover. Good. Glad. Yeah. I usually end up with 3 bottles of water. I bring 1 to drink in the car, so I usually have at least half of that when I get here. Then I have this in a carrier, and then I always, when I stop at the pizza place to use the bathroom, I go ahead and buy another bottle because the one in the car is usually warm. So that gives me a cold bottle. I usually start with that because this stays cold, and I end with this. There are days when I've been here, I've drank all 3 bottles. You don't have to worry about, I've been in Texas for 30 years, and all I drink is ice water. I stopped drinking soda in like 2006. And then when I got sick in 2010, anything artificial with artificial ingredients, I don't touch if I can help it. So mainly I just drink water. I drink a gallon a day. So I eat healthy, I drink healthy, I hydrate, I take good supplements. Problem is my weight gain was from medications. And so being sedentary, it's really hard to lose when it wasn't due to food. I don't eat very much. My husband gets on me all the time. And I hate sweets. Scooterman, I think we need a girls trip to Austin. No joke. The only thing I can think is if they were behind it, two reasons. And I did want to talk about this last week, but I didn't end up. It was we're shutting them down and how we can do it and how we can do it better. That's awesome, Diana. Did you email me yet? I haven't checked. scientologywontwin at Gmail. I'll give you my phone number. You probably already did. I'm horrible. I've never had a job where I had to check email every day. I will be in Austin in July for a little bit. Well, let me know. I will make sure I'm here on your day, or even if you don't want to come out. Hi. I agree. Thank you. Thank you. I've had a lot of people give me thumbs up today. Maybe I was drunk. I understand with weight gain and meds. I know. Well, see, when they figured out what was wrong with me, it took them a year. And then it took another year to get a doctor that understood it. And as soon as he realized what I had, he started throwing all these new meds at me. And every dang one of them was weight gain. I weighed 108 pounds when I got sick. I was actually underweight. Because I have big bones for a short person. So I looked kind of skeletal at 108. And when I met him, I was 108. And I went from 108 to 180 in about 16 months. So, yeah, we're talking about deploying the new tactics. Yep. I mean, we don't know for sure. We have to, I will lean on the side that, yeah, it's totally possible. Because there he is. There's my hero.
On TV?
Yep. My husband's on here too.
My husband.
Tell him your name again.
The hero. My name is Colin. Nice to meet you.
Colin. I talk about you all the time. I go, there's this really cool guy that goes by all the time. And I think he stayed away from me after you got... He didn't want to mess with a man.
Oh, I know. It's sad. That's how bullies work.
But also, we don't know for sure. He could have just been off his meds.
No, yeah.
But they have been deploying new tactics. They've been paying in L.A. They've been paying street people to come and mess with them like that.
No, listen. I think the day that I came through here and I made a ruckus,
yeah,
they had someone follow me.
Oh, yeah, they will.
I sensed it.
They will.
So I came back out. And same thing, they're afraid. They're afraid of me. I can see what you do. Okay, I see what you do. That's fine. That's a whole other issue. I don't put up with people. I'm the 130 pounds. I know where I stand.
My husband's your size.
I do not tolerate people getting in my space or anyone else's space.
Yeah, so I thought I was
not
prepared for it, but it was still a little bit more traumatic than I expected.
I'm sorry. They're kind of pathetic to victimize people who don't know any better.
True.
Street people, mentally ill people.
Mm-hmm. There's a guy in LA, they asked him, well, why did you do it? And they bought him a Big Mac.
That's what I'm saying, $5.
Yeah.
That's fucking pathetic.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I thought they were doing.
Yep,
so
they are.
Thank you for confirming that. I was afraid they did that.
They tried to follow my husband. He was here with me one day because we were going to do something afterwards because we live pretty far.
Yeah.
And my husband was walking back to our vehicle, and he forgot something. And he turned around mid-stride, and there was a guy following him, trying to get my license. I don't care if they know who I am, but
kind of stupid.
They're
really
using the same tactics they have used since the 50s.
I know.
And they don't understand social media. That's how we're winning right now, is with social media.
Well, things that don't hold up well in this age are Scientology and timeshare.
Yeah, I know. They tried to sell us a timeshare.
Those are the things. I gotta go.
Everybody said thank you, Colin.
Bye.
Thank you. All right. I'll be back. What is today? Wednesday? Probably Friday. See, he knows I'm usually here on Thursday. Okay, Sandy. Yeah. Oh, hubby said we owe you a beer. Okay. I can't do that. He loves cannabis. I can't do cannabis. I'm on what you call a medical contract. Right, only take with a pain management contract. Yeah. Yeah, Marco, you missed it. Some dude attacked my stuff and created a ruckus, and Colin back here protected me, thank God, because the guy was grabbing my stuff, threw it on the ground. I got my cane out. Well, I had to call 911, so I had to end the stream, but while I thought I was live again, but I wasn't. He ended up stopping traffic right over here. Then he ended up on that wall right across the street, and it took 3 cops to get him cuffed because he threw himself on the ground. He was off the chain. Yeah, Colin. Man, I knew it was a name something like that. I thought it might be Ian, but there's another guy named Ian that comes by. Yeah, I honestly think things might have got worse if Colin hadn't showed up. And he had his guitar with him. And he followed the guy all the way down the sidewalk and left his guitar with me. And the guy was going in and out of it. Well, he tried to come back, and Colin was way back there by the coffee shop right there. And he saw him, and that's when he went that way and decided to stop traffic. He didn't come back to me after that. So between me and my cane and Colin helped me out a lot. I don't know where that guy would have went if Colin hadn't stepped in. And he's the one. I wasn't calling 911. I was looking for my other phone that doesn't have service. It was dead. And Colin said, you need to call 911 right now. So he knows. He got the gist better than I did. I was trying to stay, positive, I guess. Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. Email. Scientology won't win. No, punctuation at Gmail. And I always try to put it in my description. So if it won't be in this description because I started this one. If you go to one of my, like my last video or something, it should be there in case you forget. Oh, I think I'm doing all right now. But yeah, he was pretty aggressive. I mean, it wasn't just, he came up behind me. I was leaning right here and he grabbed my sign and threw it on the ground to get my attention, obviously. And then he was like, well, I want a bottle of water. I said, no. He goes, well, I just want a bottle of water and I'll go away. I go, I would have gave you a bottle of water if you'd asked me for one. I got 3 bottles of water in here. He goes, well, it's hot. And I'm like, well, you were mean. I'm not giving you a bottle of water. And that's about when Colin showed up. Yeah, probably. Because that's what they're doing in LA and stuff. They got rid of the security guards so that there was no witness. Because that wasn't doing them any good. I don't even know why they had them in the first place. We're not doing anything to them that they need a security guard for. And if somebody attacked me while they were there, especially if they're law enforcement during the day, their day job, they have a duty of care. And so they have liability if they let somebody attack me in front of them. I think that's why they got rid of them. And they didn't affect any arrests for him. But yeah, Colin was saying that after he was the one that came by one day, turned off their speaker, and like as soon as he did it, it's like they knew he was coming, they must have seen him. They ran out, yelled at him, and turned it back on. Well, he got mad and he kicked their sign and threw it and messed it up. And I was leaning on the bench, so I wasn't near the sign, so I wasn't in the way. That was Colin. So he don't care. But after he did that, he said he was followed. Marco, there was a homeless dude on a stream in Chicago, I think, and he harassed the protester more or less. Someone is behind me videoing. Where? Usually they're on this bench, but I took it. I don't know why. They've got plenty of video. They want a video of me? Hi! I don't care. Not like I'm hiding. The day before the opening, they had 2 guys over here across the street with a telephoto lens, and I turned around and I'm like, hi. I did make sure that I wasn't live when I was giving my personal information. I just hope. My husband was in First Cav for 17 years.
Right on. Thank you for your service.
I got some First Cav guys. Behind the tree. That close? Hold on. I don't know why I have to hit that twice. Let's see what's going on behind me. Oh, they're gone now. Well, it's probably their cleanup crew. They want to come out and see, what it did. And I'm not gone yet. If you have to ask to leave, you're not free. Freeloader debt is not enforceable in the real world because the church cannot collect a debt for church services. It's a donation. I think I said that right. I do not care. If they find out who I am and where I live, I have no life. That's what I said, Miss Janie. I thought I was filming, and I said, well, he's going to get his water now. Colin had a cup of ice water that he got from the coffee shop, I think. And he threw it at him, said, here's your water. And he leaned right up beside me, between me and him on the bench, and left his guitar with me to follow the guy, and kept him from. The guy was coming back, and saw Colin and decided to go in the street and block traffic instead. And that's why the cops came so fast. I think if it just me, maybe not so fast. But I also said, well, I got my cane out with, like, I didn't say it, but he got the message that if he came any closer, I was going to deck him with it. That's why I have it, because I can't have pepper spray, I can't have my firearm, I can't have a knife, I can't have anything, because if they call and say, oh, they've got a weapon and I have one, I'm screwed. So that, but they can't take my cane away. And that thing is metal. It will hurt. It's got a heavy foot. I can hook somebody with this part. This is my first cane. When I didn't know, I thought I was going to get better. And so I was very unsteady for the first few years. So my son bought this at Walmart for $10 in 2010, 2011. I ended up buying a walker. I had a walker for a while, but I'm stronger now. It's really just for balance. Thanks, Diana. Alright. But yeah, the woman came over. I don't know if you heard this part, but yeah, it's legal to open carry, but if I would open carry and somebody like that showed up, it just would ask for more trouble. He'd either try to grab it or egg me on or something. And I don't like open carry, to be honest. We don't like people to know we're carrying. And the reason I like concealed carry is you have to take a class. And I wish, so I took hunter safety in high school. I was in Navy ROTC in high school. You know, I was from a town where, people hunted, drove pickup trucks, even though it wasn't the South. So I grew up around, firearms like that all the time. And so we learned safety as kids. Our parents taught us. Well, I think to buy a firearm, you should have to take a gun safety class. Because I saw a shooting on YouTube where she was aggressive with the guy. He was in his own car, I think. And she went in. If you have to ask to leave, you're not free, hun. SPTV will help you get out. Try to be nice to her. Like Jay and Windy City, Dayton. And she shot him in his car. I'm like, you think because you have a gun and you're upset you can use it? So I feel like everybody should have to even, not even to buy, to have a weapon in your house, because you can buy them from a person or be given as a gift or something. You don't go through the background check. I think to legally have firearms in your home, you should have to take a safety class. Now, I know that puts you on a list, but so does buying a firearm. It puts you on a list. Let's see. Did I get everything? Oh, you know what? I don't have this set on all live chat. Did I miss? I have such a small chat that usually I don't miss anything with that. But not for long, the jail has become a revolving door. They go in and right back out. I know, he might be back tomorrow or Friday or whatever. Yeah, my cane's for balance. So I sometimes leave it and walk off in the store because I don't use it at home. I have furniture and stuff. I have my 30-30 here on the farm. Yeah. Yeah. It's legal for anyone to open or conceal carry. I know, I really like the class because you learn what you can and can't do in a situation. My husband, studied this crap. There's this guy, whatever his name was. My husband, this was back before the internet and YouTube. And he would buy these books that taught you how to react in a situation, what to do with a home invasion and stuff. So he studied this stuff before YouTube. Now he watches it on YouTube. It's not that easy to get a firearm here or a license. Yeah, you're in UK, right? I know. I think you have to have a purpose for it, and usually it's a shotgun or something, right? But the thing is, if somebody wants to do harm, they're gonna figure it out. And I see all these knife attacks going on in the UK and Europe. Yep, we were on the rifle and pistol team in school. Yeah. So we learned gun safety. I mean, we were using pellet guns at the school to practice. And we were on drill team. We were using completely fake rifles. And our commander said, you do not point that rifle at anyone. You don't point a weapon at anyone ever unless you're going to use it. And always treat a weapon like it's loaded. And that's what we learned. And since we're on the subject, I'm going to give you some advice. And this is what I learned early on. Because when I was young, guns and firearms were not, they were always around. It wasn't an interesting thing to me. My mom told me one time I got up for Saturday morning cartoons. I was like 5 or 8, and the gun was on the table. I never touched it because I didn't care. So what we did with our kids, as soon as they were old, because if you think about it, every time a kid got a gun out and shot their brother or sister, they were like, well, I didn't think he knew where the gun was. Meaning they kept it forbidden and kept it put away. Kids know. So we never made it forbidden. What we did, now we always had it locked. We always had a trigger guard on it and such. But if they wanted to see it, we told them we didn't care when or where, well, at home. If they wanted to see it, we would get out. So my son tested me one day. I don't know, he was probably about 8. I was cooking dinner. And he says, I want to see your gun, Mommy. And one of the little 22 pistols was actually the kids. When they got old enough, we took them to the range. I stopped what I was doing. I turned the burner off. I went in the bedroom. I got it out. We sat down on the couch. I made sure it was unloaded. I showed it to him. He took it. He looked at it. He handed it back to me. I put it away, and he never asked again. Because I promised Collins back. What's going on? Are you being followed?
No.
They said somebody was behind me filming me after you left.
I just wanted you and your followers to go to YouTube, type in Scientology MC Lars. It's a white rapper making fun of it.
Oh, Scientology MC Lars? Lars. I guess it's somebody rapping about Scientology. Oh, we would love that.
Oh, it's hilarious. I just watched it again. It's not very recent. It's like 15 years old. It's so good though.
Oh, that'll go big with
Post
people.
that. MC Lars.
I'll check it out. That sounds cool. Kids still shoot skeet in high school. Yeah, I shot skeet too. Oh, you're in Germany. Sorry, I forgot. I should remember that. But, oh man, yeah, most countries over there, it's really hard to get a firearm. Parody, Texas. Diana, this farm has always had a loaded gun near the front door. No child or grandchild has ever messed with it. Yeah, when you grow up with it and it's not forbidden and you're taught safety, you're going to have a better outcome. And this was years ago, when our kids were young, that we were seeing all these, kid shootings. And every time we heard the parents say, well, I didn't think he knew where it was. Well, first of all, why wasn't there a trigger guard on it? Why wasn't it in a safe? The only time we ever have our firearms out is at night. When the grandkids came over, they went in the safe. Even though we did the same thing with the grandkids. Yeah, we took away the mystery and the taboo And, you know, and I wish more parents would think about that more. And if they're going to have a gun in the house, they should really do that. They should really talk to their kids. And I know a lot of police stations around the country give away free guards. Some of them are just a wire that goes through the barrel so you can't fire it without unlocking. So, but yeah, the very first day I was here, I was carrying, but it was in my backpack, and I thought about it. That was the day, maybe it wasn't the very first day, I don't remember. It was the day I filmed the police CT and pro snapping. So the police show up, I'm carrying, and I know how they like to false call. So I got a little nervous. So after that, I didn't carry anymore because I didn't want them calling a fake call and saying, oh, she said she has a gun, and then he searched me and I have a gun. So a lot of people like me around in the chat have discussed it and agree that we shouldn't carry when we're here. Some pretty strict gun laws over here, but still lots of illegal out here. Yeah, that's the thing, is when you have strict gun laws, it's only the law-abiding citizen that's going to take the hit. Criminals are going to get them if they want them. Let me ask a question. Makes sense, Miss Kim. I think it does. I know you don't like to carry while protesting, but... Well, I told you why. I don't even bring it with me because I don't want it to get stolen out of the car while I'm not there, because I'm in Austin. Which kind of defeats the whole purpose of having it, but... I mean, it went okay today because I feel like I had this, which is gonna hurt you. And when I picked that up and I put it in front of me, he seemed to take me serious after that. If you had the pepper spray, would you have used it today? Maybe when I went for my cane. Because I grabbed my cane and I was digging for my phone, I could have dug for my pepper spray. You know what? It's not like I'm putting my illegal firearm in the safe. True. Diana, just so you and everyone in the chat knows, I do not and will not carry in Austin or anywhere. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend while protesting. And besides, like, I thought about it too. It was in my backpack. How quick am I going to get to it? I mean, my husband got attacked while being armed, on duty, as a security guard, with a bulletproof vest. He unloaded a whole thing of pepper spray in the guy's face. It did nothing. He was on a 3-day meth bender, he found out. And he didn't draw his weapon because he didn't want to be that guy drawing down and shooting an unarmed man. So he ended up getting bum rushed on the ground, and the guy was trying to take his gun, and he took injuries. So even when you have it and you're trained, you're not always going to pull it because you don't want to be that person. And so I would have never pulled my firearm for this. I wouldn't. He was unarmed, and I was taking other precautions. Yeah, for farm use. Yeah. So, but yeah. So I think this, honestly, once I got that out, and I was being, I don't want to say aggressive, but I was being firm with him. He kind of got the idea. He kind of, even before Colin showed up, he kind of walked away a little bit. But he was kind of coming back and forth. I didn't like it. Well, you shouldn't say that on live. People watch this. We need the pepper spray. The cops use here. Security shows up. That's what my husband has. He has the major stuff, and he unloaded. He had a big one. He unloaded that whole thing in that guy's face, and it did nothing. He didn't even feel it. That's the problem when they're on drugs. Diana, when you witness a coyote go after your farm dog, you get kind of used to using it. Well, yeah. We had a hawk and we had an owl, and we have 2 small dogs and 1 big dog. So I got paranoid about letting them out. I was afraid they were going to be lunch. So I try to always make sure the big dog's out there with them. Or I'm watching. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm feeling pretty good now. The wind picked up. Adrenaline's chilled. I'm breathing again. Yeah, when it works great. I know. When it doesn't, it doesn't. You can't buy it here, at least not legally, as far as I know. I could understand that. It can be regulated sometimes. I wanted to carry my husband's stun gun, but it's police issue type. And everything he carried, he had to have class 4. He had to have class 4 cuffs, he had to have class 4 baton, he had to have class 4 pepper spray, gun, obviously. What didn't I? Oh, and the stun gun. So you have to have a class to carry that kind of. Marco, you can't buy it here. Oh, we said that already. Tom, that one time in 100, it just enrages them. Yeah. What happened? I remember you unloaded a whole one on a guy at the hotel. Did it affect him? I know he ran off. Couldn't you just carry a hammer or a screwdriver? I got me a hammer. If I hit somebody with this, it's gonna hurt. Ask Aaron. He got hit by a cane. I played softball. Well, Miss Kim, I need to scoot for a while. Love you and everyone in the chat. Later. Bye, Diana. Hey, I got the book yesterday. So this Sunday at 3, I'm going to do my first live. I'll schedule it. Parody. You need to expect everybody in Texas Canon will be armed at all times. That's 100%. Yeah. That's why I don't understand when stupid shit happens. I love that West Texas town where they tried to have a gun in a small church and they took them out. They were carrying in church. It turned all the others into little babies. Oh, I know. You told me about stories. They said they were 3 guys because they did clubs and people would come out all high or whatever, causing problems. There was 3 guys and the cops were called because sometimes they were there already. And they're like, oh, you can't get me, blah, 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 all tough. And they got sprayed with pepper spray. They were, oh my God, I need water. Oh my God, help me. After these cops had chased them around the parking lot. I'll get to the library, be with you live, even I don't read it. Okay. You might even be able to print it out, which I might do because it's a paperback, and I don't know how well it's going to highlight. So if I can, I don't know if it's available. If it's available, I may download what I want to read from, so it'll be easier. Bye, guys. Bye. I'm going to go too. I will have to watch the replay. My granddaughter just left. Hi, Susan. We stalk each other in chats all the time. I think I even saw you. Didn't I see you at Nerd Report? And they was bowling. Parody up. I think everyone is armed and give them that respect too. People that don't like guns, I give them this story. So a few years ago, that's what I thought. So we're both Popcorn Planet and SBTV. Yeah, I've been missing a lot of Andy's lives because I'm here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I usually catch the end, which I feel bad about. But this is more important. Anyway, this story. And then I gotta go. I'm at 15%. Yes, I did. There was a guy either on something or off his meds that grabbed my stuff, threw it on the ground, got aggressive, very aggressive with me, scared me. But Colin, he's a guy I see in the neighborhood a lot, showed up and protected me. The guy, you can go back and watch it. You won't be able to see all of it because once I called 911, it kicked me off. The guy ended up going down the sidewalk in and out other businesses and ended up, while I was on 911, he was in traffic, stopping traffic out here. Ended up across the street, took 3 cops to get the cuffs on because he was uncooperative and throwing his body around. It was scary. it's taken me an hour sitting here to calm down. So, I talk about it more earlier in the live if you want to go get more detail. So I just sat here long enough to get my breath back. Oh, the story. So, there was a rash of people getting robbed, getting gas. Different places. It was all over. So, where my husband stops is next to the freeway. Thanks, Susan. Yeah, it was a little bit. It was more traumatic than I expected. I thought I would be fine. I told the officer, I said, I'm a realistic person. I kind of expected I'll be fine. I wasn't as fine as I thought I would be. But anyway, the story. So he's getting gas. It's at night, and he sees in the reflection of the window this guy running up behind him. And it was cold. My husband was wearing a jacket. My husband turned around. As he turned, he opened his jacket and showed his firearm. The guy's running at him. He sees the firearm. He does a 90-degree into a running, slow-moving vehicle, and they took off. If my husband hadn't been armed, who knows if he was armed? We know for sure he would have probably got robbed and hurt. So, that is my story for why we carry. Mostly my husband carries. But since he's been in security, I mean, he's had a weapon since he was 18. Been in the military or security since, so it's common in our house. So anyway. But like I said, Susan, I grabbed my cane and I put it in front of me, and pretty much with my action, I told him to get that I was going to hit him with it, and I would have. If he had come any closer, I was going to hit him with it, and he backed off. And then Colin came and stayed between me and him the whole time. And he said the day that Colin, he trashed their sign one day because, no, I was ready. What I did, so I'll show you what I did. So I was facing the other way. So I had my cane, and I took it in front of him, and I slammed it on my sign like you would a dog. I just hit it, and I said, you need to get. And that's how I tore my sign. So I took it out on the sign, letting him know he'd be next. You would have some interest combos with German left-wing gun liberals. I know. I know. I would. Because I look at it as more common sense instead of, oh, I have the right to have a gun. Rah, rah, rah. It's not that. It's about safety. I mean, look at how many people had been invaded in their home and they didn't have protection. And the ones who did used it. So, like I said, we usually don't try to advertise around our neighborhood or anything like that, but people like, I'm surprised. We were talking the other day because I had a problem with a delivery from Prime, from Amazon. And because I've been homebound for so many years, I get groceries delivered, we get meals delivered, and I pretty much shop online. And so we get a lot of packages, and our neighborhood's not the best. And we've had very little taken, which surprises me. Well, my husband said, well, when I get home at 7 in the morning, I've got my pistol belt on, and sometimes he has a rifle with him if they're having issues and he needs... Anyway, so they see him getting out of the truck, and they see our pit bull, and he's like, they probably won't mess with us too much. Yeah, it's our Second Amendment right, just like it's our First Amendment right to be here filming. So... And people don't understand what the right to bear arms is for. It's not just to have fun. There's a reason. So I didn't mean to go on a tangent. We were just talking about protection and everything and why I don't carry, because I don't want to give Scientology any ammunition. So you can try, but it's not going to work. Too close. I'm holding it and leaning at the same time. So, like I said, I'm gonna go now. Oh, I'm so glad that wind came up. It's getting cool. What's nice about this building, and I come around 2:30, is that the sidewalk's already shaded. So that was what got me, I think, really out was before he even came. Was when I went over there and I stood in the sun. That was a mistake. I already was feeling yucky, and that didn't help. So I was already having a little trouble breathing when I got here. So the adrenaline didn't help. Oh, wait, what? Yeah. An unarmed population is much easier to control. Exactly. Exactly. Yep, it's for a tyrannical government. Because if they know you're armed, they're going to be less likely to try to take over all of your rights. Because that's what they tried to do in the revolution. So, and that's what they're trying to do now. I don't like to get political on here, and that was a little bit more conservative talk than I would normally do. But we're just chatting today. I'll put that on my description. We're just chatting. But my analytics tell me, oh, hi Devin. Did you watch the first live? Yeah. I've been sitting here for an hour trying to calm down. I was just about to leave and you show up. Yeah, she's here. Did you tell her? Yeah, we have to go pick up our son later and take him his car. Thank gosh we had it. Yeah, I had a little situation. I had to call the cops. They had fun with him. It took 3 cops to cuff him. But I had a protector. If Colin hadn't showed up, I don't know what that guy would have done. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Our family, we live in a pretty normal military town, and violence is not something we deal with all the time. It's weird, unusual. I don't think I've ever felt that. Not scared. That's not the word I mean. A target. I never felt like as much of a target like that before. And the way he grabbed my sign and threw it on the ground and then just bugged me about water was just so odd. And maybe the second part was just, I don't know. I know, but there's not very many of us, and I have to come when I can. And I like the fact that I'm here early in the day and Pearl's here later in the day. We cover more time. And to be honest, up until that moment, I didn't, and I still don't feel that unsafe. Because there's so many people around. Colin was here, and there was other people here too. And if he'd have got physical, maybe somebody would have helped. I don't know. There's a little less people today. I don't know what's going on. Usually, what time of day is it? By 5 o'clock, I should see 300 students coming through here. I usually can't even drive out at 5 o'clock. There must not be classes today. They had their graduations last week. There's no classes. That's why I'm not seeing anybody. I remember all the graduates walking by me. Duh. Not till summer classes start. Oh, I'm covering it. Sorry, covering the camera. I gotta go, guys. You guys keep getting me into the chat. Yeah, duh. I know. I was like, man, there's not as many people as normal. I know, Marco. I wish we had a bigger group. We just don't. We're in the middle of Texas, and everything's 3 hours. If you live in another city, it's 3 hours for everybody. It's just that kind of place. So it's hard to get other people to want to come here. They had to fly in. Farrell, Cheryl, and Liz was here, and everybody was here to see Pearl. And that was so much fun. I didn't get to talk about that enough. So I was here last Friday for 3 hours, and then we went and had drinks and burritos. That was so fun. And the reason he didn't get to me as quick is I did have my little setup. So I'll show you what I do. And I'm probably going to keep doing it after this. So what I do, I'll show you, is so I set up here. I lean on this bench. I have my wagon there, my tripod there. So the only place they can get to me is right here, and I'm usually turned towards the door so I can see. After what happened to Pearl, so I've got the bench, see, so I end up being protected on, you know, three and a half sides in the tree. So he was over here, and he actually couldn't physically get to me without knocking my tripod over or getting through my wagon or going around. And by the time he went around to this side, Colin was here. So he seen go away, and now that I look at it, yeah, that's what I'm. Okay, I stood up. Now it's getting hard to breathe. I gotta go. Trying to talk and move and breathe. I gotta go. So I will see y'all next time. Thank you for worrying about me. I'm fine. And I will see. It's not going to stop me. I'm coming back. So I will see you all. Go find somebody that's live. I don't know who's live. Give them some of your time. So I will see you all next time. Bye.